secretively, yeah, I'm taking my pills, yeah, I'll go to the appointment, or overtly, no way I'm doing it. Let's talk about CIT programs. As Mike said earlier, they're not all uniform. I think they should be, and I agree with, I love CIT International. I could not find my PIN, I'm a member. And I encourage you to join if you haven't. But the ones I've spoken to and encountered generally do provide, in fairness, I don't think they're all terrible, just because there's variation. First and foremost, tools to recognize when you're dealing with a mentally ill person. They also provide an understanding of mental illness, how to separate the person from the illness. I think it was in your film. It's not a bad person, one of the officers is saying, it's someone who's having a bad day. I would have phrased that, this is a person with a broken brain having a bad day, you know. But yeah, how to separate the two. And also tools that help you know when to shift your approach and use different communication skills to achieve voluntary compliance. I mean, isn't that what you want? Ideally, no one gets hurt. And they give tools to de-escalate by using what I would call strategic listening skills. Going back to that Katie study, just the research again, this is thousands of patients over almost a decade. What they found was that consumers living with families, quote, they felt listened to them, had half the rate of violence. Listening is a powerful tool, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, but I think it's worth repeating. In my look at the research and my experience with CIT, I know for sure it saves lives, injury, and hours of time that would usually be wasted. A lot of people complain, especially people who are not CIT trained, and officers I've spoken to, that I don't have time for this. And my response is, I don't think you have time not to do this. And in the end, you save time. I don't know if you all agree with that. Do you think in the end it saves time? Anyone? It takes more time in the encounter. So what does the psychiatric research tell us about compliance? And we're going to move into the tools now, that there's this thing called motivational interviewing that's actually very effective. See, psychiatrists have the same problem, and psychologists and nurses and caseworkers. We try to tell people like Mark they're sick and they need medicine, and they lie to us, and or they refuse the medicine, right? And we need to find a way to engage them in treatment. Well, motivational interviewing has been around for about 25 years. It was developed for treating people with substance abuse problems. Now, these are people with serious denial, right? Engage them in treatment for a problem that many of them don't think they have. And this is just a review article, and you're seeing these banners, by the way. Let me just explain for a moment before I show you this research what LEAP Institute is. LEAP is an acronym you're about to learn, and it really grew out of this book that was published 10 years ago. It was really published for NAMI families and therapists originally, and then as I gave more and more talks, we've given several hundred talks and trainings now in the last 10 years. And rather than respond to very kind invitations like the one we got to come here, what we're trying to do, and are doing, is create regional trainings where we're training law enforcement, family members, and mental health professionals in combined groups. These are all-day trainings. This is an adjunct to CIT, is what I've been told, and I think that's true. I think could be a useful adjunct, but you'll decide that for yourself. You're not going to get the training today, but you're going to get a good feel for what it's like. So that's what LEAP Institute is about. It's about training also people to train others. So our goal is to train people who can go back to the department and do LEAP seminars for their CIT officers. Or if you're working in a clinical setting, for your clinical staff. Very quickly, this is an article in one of the premier scientific journals in psychiatry, American Journal of Psychiatry. 20 years of research were reviewed, And the purpose was to look at interventions to improve medication adherence, okay, to improve the likelihood that Mark will take his medicine. Okay, they looked at 20 years of research, and they found that interventions in family therapy programs relying on psychoeducation, which is a very powerful tool. I use it all the time in my patients who have insight. Although these interventions were common in clinical practice, they were typically ineffective. They didn't work to improve adherence. Motivational techniques were common features of the successful programs. Well, what are motivational techniques? Anyone know? Anyone here trained in motivational interviewing? Raise your hand. One person. You work with substance abuse patients? Is that?
No, I work with adult probation.
You work with, I'm sorry?
Adult probation. We're trained in the mind.
Okay. One person in the room. Anyone else? You are as well? Okay. Do you work with substance abuse and alcohol, or you got it? Okay. Diversion clinician. Great. Great. Well, it's changing slowly in our field, but it's changing. A lot of people are going to know this. In 10 years, I think most psychiatrists will have had training in their residency training programs, and most psychologists. The reason is it works. It really works well. LEAP is based on motivational interviewing. It stands for listening in a very particular way, reflective listening, empathizing strategically about particular sets of feelings, focusing quickly on where you agree with the person, not where you disagree. Mark and I are not going to agree that he needs to take medicine for his delusions about Maria, are we? Are we ever going to agree on that? So LEAP teaches you to stay the heck away from that topic. Stay away from the topic of his having a mental illness or delusions. And partner only on those areas where we agree. Like right now, you have to leave the room because this program isn't going forward until you leave the room. You know. And you can't go home tonight. Maybe it'd be a good idea to go to the hospital, and that's what he anticipates his choice would be. You partner with him on the things where you agree. Well, Mark, this is a bad situation you're in, what you're telling me. You can't get back to your wife, is that right? And the only choice they're giving you is jail or the hospital? What do you think you should do? And he says hospital. I mean, I'm pretending to reflect back something he's just said to me. I would encourage him. You want my opinion? I'd ask you. I wouldn't just tell you. Do you want my opinion? I think you're making a good choice. I'd go to the hospital. I'd go to the hospital too if I were you. Very quickly, there is a training, a full LEAP training, all-day training in New York City in about 6 weeks, November 21st. And you can just go to our website if you're interested in learning about it. But I want to add one thing about these books. This last book, I'm Right, You're Wrong, Now What? I do write about CIT in that book. The other book is more for clinicians and family members and fairness, but does have all the tools you're about to get introduced to right now. Okay, the other book being I'm Not Sick, I Don't Need Help. And I believe cable makes money if you buy the I'm Not Sick book. So if you're interested in the book, don't go buy it at Amazon, buy it here from cable. So sounds pretty easy. And by the way, going back to the acronym, listen, empathize, agree, and partner. Those are 4 tools. When I was 5 years old, I wanted to be Batman. Unlike my brother, who always wanted to be a police officer. I was telling the story earlier, I think at the lunch. I won't go off on that tangent just now, but it's a funny story. But I wanted to be Batman. And what was really cool about Batman, for Halloween, sorry, not like in real life, is he wasn't he didn't have superpowers. He was just a regular person. What made him super were all the gadgets in his bat utility belt, you know? And as I've been teaching this over the last decade, one of the analogies I use is imagine, you know, a utility belt or the belt you wear to work with your weapon in it, with your taser, with your cuffs, etc. And but think of communication skills, you know. And on one side, you've got the communication skills you all learned when you first became police officers. The other side, you have the CIT communication skills, which I'm hoping to add a couple of tools for that side of your tool belt. for dealing with that person who's agitated or grandiose, doesn't want to move, is distressed, needs to move. So the first one is active listening. You've all been trained in active listening, right? I assume active or reflective listening. Someone define it for me. No, yawning loudly is not active listening. It's okay.
Mirroring what they're saying.
Mirroring what the person's saying.
Yeah. I mean, if I understand what you just said,
Okay.
and then I repeat what it was.
So if I understand what you just said, then you repeat it back. So someone says to me, there's ceiling fans in this room, Javier. And my response is, so what you're saying is there's ceiling fans in the room. Is that right? Exactly. It's pretty simple, right? Who would like to volunteer to actively listen to a patient of mine? I'm going to role play one of my patients. Anyone? No, you've read the book. I need someone who's going to, I need someone who is CIT trained, because there's some subtle differences in what we do than what you may be doing. And I don't want, and I'm not doing this to tell you you're wrong in what you're doing. I'm doing it to give you another tool, another communication tool, to de-escalate and to get the person to pay attention to you and start to care about what your opinions are about what they should do. So that's why we're doing this. Anyone? Oh, good, thank you. Could you just introduce yourself and let people know who you are?
Monica, adult probation in Hartford.
Okay, so I'm going to go right into it.
Okay, go.
This is our first meeting. You know, Monica, I don't want to be, Monica?
Yes.
I don't want to be here. This is BS. I'm not mentally ill. I don't need these damn medicines. You want to help me? You want to help me? You help me with these people upstairs. Every night, 8 o'clock, they flush the toilet, and they're communicating with the people who are trying to kill me. You can help me with that.
Sounds to me like you're a little frustrated right now.
Stop right there. You just rush to empathy, right? Sound like Johnny Cochran. You just rush to empathy. Right? Empathy is a great tool. But I separate pure reflective active listening from empathy because the research indicates, my experience indicates, it's a little more surgical and it can really de-escalate.
Okay.
So, say that again. You sound frustrated? Okay, here's my answer. I'm not frustrated.
Can you tell me more about your neighbors who were flushing
Sure,
the
I'll
toilet?
tell you again, okay? Because I'll tell you what, no one believes me. First of all, I'm not mentally ill, and I don't need these damn medicines. What I need help with are these people upstairs, flushing the toilet and communicating with the people who are trying to kill me. Shall I slow it down for you? Let me spell it out. You got a whiteboard? I mean, I don't mean any disrespect, okay? I am not mentally ill. I do not need the medicine. I want help. I want you to help me with the people who are communicating with that toilet with the people who are trying to kill me.
It sounds like you need help with your neighbors who are flushing the toilet and people are trying to kill you. How can I help you with that?
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Okay. I need you to write a letter to the judge about this, and I need you to help me with my complaint with the police department because they keep telling me I'm crazy. Would you help me would you write those 2 letters for me?
We can discuss that further at some point, but right now, oh, okay. Say that again.
I need you to write 2 letters. One to the judge, because I'm filing a civil action against the landlord because of the conspiracy he's allowing to go on. And the other one, you know, is the judge of my case, because you're probation. Okay, so I'm changing the role play a little bit. This guy was not on probation, but the judge of my case too, you know, to prove my innocence. You know, I should have been banging on that woman's door and breaking the door down and confronting her because she was going to kill me. Yeah, you don't want to help me. You're like everyone else.
I'm more than willing to help you.
Okay, let me stop
but
you.
Let's explore other options. I would always be trying to look for another way.
Okay, so you're going to look for ways to get me off the topic a little bit?
Not so much off the topic, but talk more about what it is what's the driving force behind everything else.
Why do you want to do that?
So we can get to the root of the issue.
I'd say another benefit. I think another benefit, well, the root of the issue, unfortunately, is chemical chaos in my brain. That's the real issue. I've got anosognosia. I said I'm not sick. I don't want medicine, and I want help with the people who are trying to kill me. I'm paranoid. I'm not, I'm not dealing with any of the probation issues we got to talk about, am I?
Right. But I would address those issues before I would have started addressing probation issues because that's what's prevalent to you at this given moment. So probation would come secondary to what you're discussing
Why?
because that's what's crucial to you.
Beautiful. But why is that important? Why is
Because it's
listening?
crucial to you. It's
But
important
so what?
to you.
You're the probation officer.
You're
you
the
got
client.
You got the court.
We're trying to help you.
Okay, good. And can I focus it even a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
You're building that relationship. Remember that slide I had? Where she's respecting, listening, not judging me, right?
Right.
So that's one of the reasons you don't want to skip over reflective listening. You want to be able to take that tool out and use it. Now, you made one of the very common mistakes, thank you, that people make, which is you omitted several things, or a couple of things. What I like is that you went right to, you want me to help you with the people who are trying to kill you. And that was one of the two most important things to him. Now, he saw me as a clinician, so it's a different setting. What did she leave out? Or what did you leave out? Do you know?
Letting him know that she heard him.
She did let me know that she heard me. She said, you want my help with these people that are trying to kill you, and what was the other thing you said? I've forgotten now.
The toilet flushing.
And the toilet flushing. What's nice is she didn't avoid the delusion, did she? She went right there. Which, by the way, makes me feel, all right, she's not telling me I'm crazy for thinking that the toilet flushing is causing this problem. Yeah?
She avoided the conversation about people thinking you're mentally ill.
Yeah. What about that one? The very first thing I said was, you got to understand a couple of things if you want to help me.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Okay, that's good.
Eventually.
No, I need you to make mistakes. So you did really a good job. Actually, you got to reflective listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. You got there a lot faster than most people. But I want to point out how hard this is and hopefully bring home the benefit of it. So I need another volunteer. Anyone? Thank you. Could you introduce yourself?
Sean McColgan,
Sean, and what do you do?
police officer in Danbury.
Okay. So should we start with that same one? And then I may move to another one. But let's see how you do. So he comes to the house, right? And I'm sitting down anyway. And, well, no, I better not. You can't see me. So listen, officer, you said you want to help me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm assuming he said that. You said you want to help me? Okay, my mother's out of her mind. I'm not mentally ill. She's fucking nuts. I don't need the medicine she's trying to shove down my throat. Pardon my language, but I'm scared.
Why is she saying that you're mentally ill?
Okay, stop right there. Very nice tool you just used. He's reacting, he's responding to what I said, and he's doing some problem solving to engage me. Okay? But I want to clarify, that's not reflective listening. Okay? Is it? Do you think it is?
I repeated back to you what,
Right.
and I also tried
Nothing
to
wrong with what you
elicit a
nothing wrong with
response.
what you did. I'm just trying to teach you something else here. Okay? What was your question again?
Said, why did your mother think you're mentally ill?
You probably think I'm mentally ill too, all right? Everyone thinks I'm mentally ill. I'm not mentally ill, and I don't need medicine. This medicine she's shoving down my throat.
Now you're judging me, though, without telling me anything.
Well, what do you think?
I'm waiting to hear from you.
Well,
You
I'm not-
still didn't answer the 1st
I'm-
question I asked you.
Going down to the floor.
Okay. Oh, you don't have leg irons, do you? No. I've been working in too many prisons. Why are you laughing? Let's give Sean some comments here. What? Any comments? What?
Confrontation.
It's confrontational, yeah. You're starting to get confrontational with me, right? Wouldn't you agree? Let's try it again. See, it's not as easy as it seems, is it? And if you think you can do it, would you raise your hand? Because I'm hoping you can't do it. Because I'm going to help you unlearn. Just, if you have this tool, and try it out. It's remarkable. Let's try it one more time. Sean, officer, you say you want to help me. You got to understand. My mother says I'm mentally ill. I'm not. She's shoving this medicine down my throat. I want you to go upstairs and help me with these people who are trying to kill me.
And how do you think I can help you with that?
Okay, stop. Now you answer the question. Is that reflective listening? Was that reflective listening, your question? I like what you did, but was it reflective listening?
I thought so.
Okay. What about it was reflecting back what I said?
Well, I didn't repeat back what you said. What I did was I asked you
Right.
based on what you told me.
So he's being responsive and supportive. Good tool. I like it. But again, it's not what I'm trying to show you today. See, it's not intuitive how to do this, is it? All right. Should I torture you one more time, or should I move on to someone else? Let me make it real simple. Real simple. Just try to reflect this back. Listen, officer, my mother, she says I'm mentally ill, and I'm not, and I don't need these medicines she's shoving down my throat. Just reflect that back.
Okay, I understand that you're trying to tell me that your mother thinks you're mentally ill and that you're saying you don't need the medications. Can you tell me some more?
Good. Beautiful. That's reflective listening. Exactly. That's exactly the problem. You know, that's exactly the problem. And just this morning, now he's starting to engage me in that thing that I'm presenting as a thing I'm most agitated about. That's what I started out with. Do you see the difference? Okay. Thank you. It's tough, right? Do you want to try it? No, no. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. This is great. If you preface what you're about to mirror back, and mirroring is another term we use, it's really easy. Anybody want to try that? So if I understand you correctly, is one way you can preface. Or let me see if I got this straight. Hold on, slow down. Let me catch up with you. Right? Preface it. One more try. Anyone? We've got time. Okay, so you want me to go through it again? Okay, is this okay for you guys? Okay. What's your name? Could you introduce yourself?
Maurice.
Maurice? Hold the microphone up, please.
Maurice?
Okay, what do you do, Maurice?
I'm adult probation officer, mental health unit.
Okay, Maurice, look, you know, I don't want to be here, but I'm here. But you got to understand something. I'm not mentally ill, and I don't need these medicines. You want to help me with anything, you know, you want to help me with anything, keep me out of jail. You help me with these people who are trying to kill me.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you want me to help you to stay out of jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And how can I assist you with that?
Okay, now let me stop you. You don't have to reflect everything back, but for the purposes of this exercise, what did Maurice do? The common mistake I mentioned earlier. Do you know what you did? He left things out. What was the very first thing this man said to you?
You talked about mental illness and you talked about medication.
Yeah. So you want to try it again?
I kind of avoided those
Why did you avoid them? Thank you. That's where I'm headed.
because
Why did you avoid it?
I didn't want to go there first, and I'm trying to build a relationship, and I didn't want to talk about that right now.
Why? This is
Because for me, I think that they hear that all the time, and for me to dance around that initially to try to build a rapport and get back to that.
Okay.
I think once I have a relationship, then the person might trust me, and we can maybe talk about, taking the medication and
Right.
so on and so forth. But I like to try to build a relationship first.
But remember, with this approach, with this set of tools for communicating, you never tell the person they're mentally ill unless they've asked you repeatedly and you tell them reluctantly your opinion. So you don't have to avoid it if you're just reflecting it back.
Gotcha.
See, you reflected back my delusion beautifully. Did you make my delusion worse? Does anyone think he would make my delusion worse? No? There's no research that I've ever encountered, and there's some directly looking at this issue, that suggests you're going to make the delusion worse by listening to the person and not challenging them, and even letting the person make the mistake for a time that you believe them. Make the mistake. Never lie. You never, ever lie. That will come back to haunt you. That will come back to haunt you. You want to try it one more time?
Yeah, but for the purposes of my own personal edification, so if I say to you, okay, so what you're saying is that you're not mentally ill and you don't want to take the medication your mother's trying to jam down your throat.
Right.
Okay. Now, what comes after that? Because I just paraphrase what you said to me. Where's the benefit there?
Well, let me tell you. I'm sorry. Okay. There was somebody. You were raising your hand.
My question was, like, personally, I would say, well, what medication is she, where is the medication? What is she trying to give you?
Oh, man, that's all you want to do is talk about, Maurice warned me about people like you. All you want to do is talk about the medication.
Well, that's not
And I'm mentally ill. It's the same story. The same story every time.
Well, it's a topic that you brought up, and I'm just curious.
Yeah, I brought the topic up, and what did I say?
You don't want to go to jail.
Reflect it back. What did I say? Use the
You don't want
microphone.
to take the medication, and you don't want to go to jail.
I didn't say I don't want to take it. Do you mind using the microphone? Do you mind?
I don't like the microphone.
Okay, I'll repeat what you're saying. I'll take it back. I'll move it far away from you. It's okay. It's over here. What did you say? What did I say about medication?
They don't want to take it.
No. I don't need, earlier I said I don't need the effing medication. I'm sorry for cursing. I hope that doesn't mess up the video. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to be real about what I've encountered. Yes?
What about the avenue of trying to provide these people with the ability to make some decisions while they're speaking to you?
Yes. I love it. What about the avenue of helping these people to make some decisions while I'm speaking with them? LEAP is all about giving this person as much control as you can safely give them in the communication. Not in their behavior, not in their actions, but in the verbal exchange. You give them as much control. How are we doing that? One, we're asking questions. Could you raise your hand who asked that question? I lost you. There you are. One of the things that we do is we ask a lot of questions.
That's when I deal with people, I try to gear the conversation towards something that they can tell me about decisions that they made, decisions that they would like to put in place in their life.
So you try to steer the conversation towards decisions the person's made and what they want to do in life. And that's the desires part of what we're listening for.
The opportunity to make some of those decisions.
Right.
Of course, things like make this take the medication. What if you wanted to take the medication? What would that mean?
Okay. I mean, I can tell you with this guy in a first encounter, that's if you brought that up, he'd turn his back on you right away. If you talked about, I want to talk to you about why not take the medicine. Yes?
I just think an important distinction with this is just that this also works with people without mental illness.
This also works with people, absolutely, with people without mental illness.
It's not,
Yeah.
It's part of the human condition. You want to be heard. You want to make sure.
Yep.
You want to be sure that they heard what you said.
You want to be heard. I mean, these are timeless truths. I did not invent these. I mean, there's writings from a Roman poet 2,000 years ago who talks about this, that the fundamental thing people want is to be heard. I agree with you completely. In fact, I use this, and some of this comes from couples therapy. I use this extensively in couples therapy work. Actually, if you want to, it sounds like such a shameless plug, but I don't get any money from it, and I didn't get any money from it. But you know PBS program Nova? They did a great documentary called This Emotional Life. And November 4th, about a half an hour is of my working using LEAP with a couple, actually. January 4th, if you're interested. You'll actually see how I teach them to listen to these two people. Man, they were just like the three girls you were describing. Or yeah, it was you. January 4th, I'm sorry. January 4th on PBS. It's 9 to 11 p.m. It's prime time. But you'll like it, actually, because you'll see they make the same mistakes you make. I send them home and give them the same exact assignment. Listen to each other. They just can't do it at first. It's beautiful to watch them learn it, though. And what it does, once they do listen, it calms the person down. So what did I say to this patient? Let me see if I understand you. So the prefacing question allows me to use his words. First and foremost, you're not mentally ill, and you don't need these damn medicines, right? Did I understand that correct? I'm asking a question, back to our last comment, to put this person in control of the conversation for the time being. Right? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I'm not sick and I don't need medicine. Okay. You'd like me to help you though, right? You want me to help you with these people who are conspiring to kill you. Is that what I heard? You bet that's what you heard. Concerns about that? Or anything you like about that?
Where are you supposed to go?
Where are you going to go with that? Where you're going to go with that is wherever you want that person to go. Because what you're doing is you're building an alliance. You're building a little bit of trust where the person feels like, well, here's someone who's listening to me. Let's go back to Mark. I've got Mark agitated in Maria's front lawn, and you're an officer, you respond, and just tell me what's happening. Tell me, what's going on, Mark?